Hey friends, I'm Zach.
And I'm Trish, and you're listening to
The Backwoods Business Podcast, where we talk with real people
about real business
who have real problems
and real solutions. Let's get real.
We're going to talk today about six things that Facebook does not want you to know.
But guess what? We're going to tell you anyway, because you should know them. Are you ready?
Get your advertising game on point.
Yes. Now, let's do it. Number one. A traffic ad is the cheapest one to optimize. Did you know that? How many dollars does that even take?
$10 a day. That is all you need when you're optimizing a Facebook ad for traffic only. A lot of people get wrapped up, us included. We got wrapped up into this thinking, we should spend $50, $100, $200, $500 a day.
Let's just see what happens.
Traffic ads, because we figured, hey, more people is better.
It's not.
That defeats the whole point of running a Facebook ad in general. The whole benefit of running a Facebook ad is to ideally dial in, find that right person. A traffic ad, though, is not for that purpose necessarily.
What is a traffic ad for?
A traffic ad is just basically pushing people to your website. Anybody that wants to click that ad.
So it doesn't have to be narrow, right?
No, exactly. You go wide. Go wide with traffic ads. I mean, if you know some basic stuff, you have a product that you're trying to sell to men only, beard oil or something like that, then don't advertise it to women. Sure, that part. But then go wide. But... well, maybe there's a bearded woman in circuses or something. I don't know. But
however,
keep it wide, and a traffic ad is designed just to be blasted out to all sorts of people. It is a cheap one. You don't need to spend a ridiculous amount on it also.
So just remember that. $10, that is the sweet spot. Any more...
you can still do it. It'll reach more, but all you need to optimize it for the algorithm to learn and really dial into who is that right person that is clicking the button that goes to your website, $10.
That's it. Okay, the second thing that Facebook doesn't want you to know.
Number 2.
The more you detail your audience, the more you actually pay. And that is because
Facebook likes money. Is what it boils down to.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So what they look at is if you know your audience, you know your prime buyer that buys on your website is a 26-year-old female that goes shopping at Nordstrom's for pink shoes.
That sounds fun, first of all.
All right. But that is narrowed down. You know they like pink shoes. You know they go to Nordstrom. You know they are that age, that gender. You know where they live. You know all this kind of stuff. If you're trying to target that small pool of 100,000 people, which that sounds large, but that's a small pool. If you're trying to target only 100,000 people, Facebook still wants their money. They're gonna say, okay, congratulations for knowing your audience. Now you have to pay us.
As a small business owner, every penny that you're going to spend is very, very important. So it should be spent as effective as possible. So if you already have done all the hard work of weeding it down to exactly who you want to deliver it to, then you need to be really careful about the budget you set for it and how you're going to optimize that campaign. So basically, a general rule of thumb is to not detail it down too much so that your ad spend actually will go further when you're targeting your audience.
Exactly. And so there are 2 more caveats I'll add to what I said, that Facebook just wants your money. Yes, they want your money. I will never get away from that. They want your money.
They're a business.
That is why they exist. They exist to take your money to serve your ads to the right people. Now, if you narrow it down too much, you're possibly missing out on other people that might also be interested. Facebook's algorithm, when it's working perfectly, does a good job of knowing, all right, that female that buys those pink shoes, there's also some men that buy some pink shoes. And so I know this type of man. Facebook's algorithm will say, I know this type of man wants to buy those pink shoes as well. So let's also serve it to that person. So you're missing out by totally narrowing it down. Number 3 is retargeting ads can optimize at $1.
$1. Here's the thing with retargeting, right? Everybody at Facebook raves about retargeting. oh, this is the best way to really like touch those customers another time. It's inexpensive. It's super effective. Let me tell you something. We have spent thousands of dollars retargeting folks through ads on Facebook. And we've worked with marketing experts that are employed by Facebook, and we have been advised, try $20, try $30, like try this, try that. The problem is when you do retargeting as an ad set, it's retargeting a certain group that's already engaged with your brand, right? So if you're spending $40 a day on retargeting, but the people in the queue that you're retargeting is such a small number, you're basically just hitting that same group of people over and over and over. What are you gonna do if somebody is sending you an ad 19 times in your Facebook feed? You're probably gonna get angry. I know I'm gonna get angry. I don't wanna see it. I didn't wanna see it the first time. I definitely am not interested the 17th, 18th, and 19th time, right? And so the customer is now gone. They don't want anything to do with the brand. You are now out those $40 a day. And for what? For no reason. Literally, retargeting ads for small businesses can optimize at $1 a day. That's it. That's all you need to spend. If you find that you're having great success, awesome. You could play with $2 a day if you really felt like switching it up, but that's not a place to dump your money when you're running Facebook ads.
Exactly.
How was that?
Well said.
Thank you.
All right.
Number 4.
No
one can read that far.
Nobody can read your handwriting.
Oh, is that the problem?
So, number 4, I almost held up 3 fingers. Number 4, sales conversions optimize at $25 after learning phase. There's her handwriting. All right.
You're welcome.
I'm happy she writes things down, but man, it is sloppy handwriting. It's pretty sloppy though. Like, I don't know how she does it where it's pretty, but it's still sloppy. Here's my flower handwriting. That doesn't actually mean anything. I don't know. Anyways, so
I took notes.
Yes, sales conversion ads optimizing at $25. So that is the official number that Facebook has said, $25. That's what you should spend per day if you wanted to optimize. Now you can obviously spend way more than that. Our conversion type ads that we run, we do spend way more than that because once it's learned, you can scale it normally pretty well. Normally. Things change constantly. So, but normally you can spend a lot more than that and it converts fantastically. $25 though, while it's learning, if you spend too much on it, you're gonna be just wasting a lot of money during that first learning phase.
And the learning phase is how long?
It's about 7 days. 7 days ideally. I mean, if your audience is too small, or your budget's not big enough, like if you're only doing $5 a day or $1 a day or something like that, then it'll take a lot longer.
Way more.
But $25 a day with a decent sized audience, you should optimize. And one more caveat, if you're not making any sales in that week, it can't optimize because how it optimizes is it looks at what sales you've made, what kind of person made those sales, and decides what kind of person to serve the future ads to. And $25 seems to be that sweet spot to serve to enough people and make enough sales
to kind of generate that
data, exactly, to know who that optimal customer is and optimize after about a week. But then scale it. Okay, here's the next one. This is a perfect segue. Number 5 is not to increase your ad budget more than 20% in, how long? In 2 days.
48 hours.
48 hours, yeah.
This is a Facebook rule.
Which we haven't seen it actually written anywhere.
No, they're not written anywhere.
Yeah, it's not.
If you can find it, let us know, because we've never seen it published by Facebook. So. All
right, so if you are spending $25 a day and for your first week and your ad gets optimized, it's learned, it says it's just active status, then you go and change it to $50 a day. That's a math, 100%, I guess it'd be 100% change, right? That's more than 20% change. And so what happens is that ad then goes back into learning phase for some reason. I don't understand why it goes back in learning phase. The audience is still the same, but it does.
It will happen.
Yes. So you got to be aware of that. Now, for us, there's times when that's acceptable and times when that's not acceptable. So when we're trying to scale our ads, this is how we do it. We'll let it learn figures it out, and that 7 days that it's learned and we're looking at the return on ad spend and it looks all good, then we just go for it. We'll say, all right, it learned at $25 a day. Let's just, if it looks good, let's go $500 a day, whatever it is. Whatever you're comfortable spending, and then it has to re-enter learning phase, sure, but 7 days and it's relearned, and at least that ad was already proven beforehand. Versus the alternative, if you change it in 19% increments,
it will take forever to scale it.
Exactly.
It will just take forever. Like if it's peak, like holiday season, for example, and you're a product-based business and hey, my fourth quarter sales are always way up there, right? If you're going to incrementally step up 19%, you could possibly miss your window to even capture those sales because you're trying to scale, according to the algorithms. Like, yes, that's fine. So sometimes you have to just go for it. Like Zach said, if you have already done the ad and it's proven to work, you're getting a good return on your ad spend, then sometimes you just jump all in and throw caution to the wind. For the most part, it actually works out. There are things you can do to combat it though. Like we've used duplicating the ads. Mm-hmm. And so we know we've already set our audience, our copy, our creative, all that good stuff. We've put it in there. If we want to keep the $25 one so that we know
because we know it works.
It works, right? We'll leave that. Maybe we'll bump it up 19% and we'll leave that one there. You can actually go in and duplicate the entire thing and then put a brand new budget. So if you want to put $150 on that one, great. You've already proven it here and you're keeping that one as a baseline. Then you can copy and then watch that one and then watch them together, because this top one that you have at 150 is going to go through learning a lot faster because there's more money being put there. And then they should level out and they should have similar return on ad spend because you literally change nothing other than the dollar. So
every once in a while there's a fluke to that though. Basically the rule of thumb is just watch it closely, especially during that first week when it's learning. There's flukes sometimes where the wrong person might be engaging with your ad. People, just negative people commenting on your ads. And then all of a sudden Facebook's algorithm thinks that it should serve to a bunch of negative people because they're commenting. Engagement's engagement, right? So it's happened to us. So just keep an eye on it, basically. Get ready to just delete that ad altogether, duplicate the original one, and go back to it. So you're right. Duplicating actually was the best method that we have found for us.
And then it doesn't mess with your baseline. So you're still able to scale a little bit. But if you're under a time crunch and you're like, shoot, I have 4 weeks to really optimize my sales, don't mess with the one that's working, but go ahead and create another one by duplicating and see if that's a better hack around it.
Exactly.
And we didn't learn that until a year and a half in, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is super frustrating. So the
definitely.
more you know, right?
Number 6.
Yes. Ready?
Boosting posts with the objective of making sales. For us, was a complete waste of time, money, effort, frustration.
Okay, so listen, you know what a boosted post is, right? You've done a post and Facebook's like, hey, that looks lovely. Would you like to boost this and reach more people? In the concept, that's a great idea, right? If it's information that you want to share with people in your community or whatever, online, I guess, people that you want to reach, essentially. Not necessarily for engagement, not for sales. You just want to get the word out about whatever it is you're doing, product, service, any of that, right? Then boosting a post would make sense because you're throwing extra funds from your small business budget at the boosted post that Facebook is offering. You don't get to manipulate anything. They literally take the text, the photo, everything, and they just kind of repurpose it and share it, right? To a general audience. So there's no detailed audience targeting. There's really no rhyme or reason to why it's or who it's getting served to. It's just out there for more people to view, right? It's kind of like creating a reel and then sharing it to a group. Except you have no control over what group this is going to, right?
Exactly. You just waste time on boosting posts. They're not designed for making sales. They don't optimize like a conversion ad. If you're just trying to grow a Facebook following or something like that, sure, boosting posts can be good for that. But if you're trying to make actual sales from it, in our experience, it's been a total waste of money.
Don't do it.
We don't recommend it.
We don't recommend it. Save your pennies and spend it elsewhere.
All right.
Those are 6 of the really important things that Facebook does not want you to know, but that you should know if you have a small business. Time is money, and money is very important, especially when you have a small business.
Thanks for watching the Backwoods Business Podcast.
Make sure you like and subscribe below.
And when our next episode is available, it'll pop up right over there. Make sure you click it.
Right there.
All right, get it. Get it. Yeah, hit it.